Imagine a story so shocking it offended everyone who first heard it. It's not just a tale of a rebellious kid. It's a story about a maddeningly compassionate father and two very different ways to be lost. In ancient Israel, Jesus told a parable about a man with two sons that flipped the world's idea of justice upside down. Whether you've hit rock bottom or you've played by the rules your whole life, this story acts as a mirror for your own soul. The ultimate insult. It starts with a younger son making an unthinkable request. He tells his father, "Give me my share of the estate now." In Hebrew culture, inheritance was only given after death. By asking for it early, he was effectively telling his father, "I wish you were already dead." To everyone's surprise, the father doesn't disown him. He breaks tradition, divides his livelihood, and watches his son walk away with 1/3 of everything the family owned. The far country and rock bottom. The son heads to a far country and burns through his wealth on wild living. But when a severe famine hits, he ends up in a pigsty, longing to eat the pods given to the swine. For a Jewish man, feeding pigs was the ultimate spiritual and physical degradation, symbolizing a total break from his heritage and faith. This was his rock bottom, the moment the dopamine high ended and the reality of his hunger set in. A cunning plan. Desperate, he comes to his senses, but he isn't exactly a saint yet. He crafts a manipulative speech, planning to tell his father, "Treat me as one of your hired servants." He thinks he can work off his debt and earn his way back into the house. He doesn't expect his father's heart. He only expects a business deal to stay alive. The scandalous run. As he trudges home, something miraculous happens. While he is still a long way off, his father sees him and is filled with womb love or fierce compassion. In the ancient world, a patriarch walked with dignity. They never ran. But this father shames himself, hiking up his robes and sprinting to his son to reach him before the villagers can perform a cutting-off ceremony to mock him. Before the son can even finish his rehearsed apology, the father is hugging and kissing him, restoring him not as a servant but as a son with the best robe, a ring, and sandals. The brother who stayed home. But then we meet the older brother, the lost moralist. He's been out in the fields working hard, but when he hears the party, he's furious. He refuses to go in, telling his father, "I've been slaving for you." Even though he stayed home, his heart was in a far country too. He didn't want his father. He wanted his father's stuff. He represents the person who follows all the rules, but has no room for grace in his heart. The psychological mirror. Through a Jungian lens, this parable is a psychic landscape. The father represents the archetype of the self, the center of our psychic world that patiently awaits the return of the ego. The younger son is the ego seeking to conquer the outer world, while the older son is the persona, trapped by control and a need for perfection. The story invites us to pass through fragmentation into unification and completion. The parable ends on a cliffhanger. The father goes out to plead with the older son, just as he ran for the younger one. We never find out if the older brother joins the party. Jesus left it open because you are the one who writes the ending. Will you accept a love that is beyond reason, or will you stay outside in the cold, clinging to your own righteousness? Subscribe now as we continue to uncover the deep truths of the kingdom.